So while they're discussing the tournament format, this is the finals of the UK Masters last year. Um, I believe I was in Serbia at the time. I was just gallivanting around Europe on a monthly Eurorail trip, all inclusive. Bumped into Christian Kuljat and played charrette with some other Croatians. But anyway, this person in the hat below is a person that some people might not have seen before. You'll never catch him on live camera, and that's because he is the original DB Cooper. In 1985, I think it was, he hijacked a plane from the Philippines, calmly sat in seat 25F, passed a note to the stewardess and said to her, I'm going to hijack the plane unless you deposit £100,000 in my bank account, and he gave the account details.
Are we online?
Oh, there he is. And I can't remember the rest of the story. Okay, here we go. More interesting to...
Okay, good. Yo, don't freak me out.
Anyway, well, what the rest of the story is that they never found the man again. He jumped out the plane somewhere in the middle of the Philippines in the jungle. And with the money was on board, that's right. The money was on board. Someone had the money. They gave him the money, he took the money, and then he ran away with it. But he then took up backgammon. And this is him. He changed his name, of course, from Cooper to Brown. And he's one of the legends of the game.
Nice and easy.
Have you changed your names?
Yes.
Yeah, you see, have you changed the name? It's not Cooper. So don't tell anyone, but this is the original DB Cooper. You can Google this. This is all absolutely true. A handshake. I know what happens. I'm not going to reveal. I know what happens in the match. God, I hope this is recording, because it's important to know the story. Yep. Okay, let's go back quickly. 3-1. I did start recording this, but then the thing fucked up, so I know that he rolls a 6-2, and then he rolls a 3-2, and he dithers between playing 21 and 11 and coming up with both men. I think it's better to just play one down to the 11. So, I've said a lot about the person below in the cap. You can see he's slightly nervous. He never knows, well, you never know when you're Mr. Cooper whether people are going to just run in from nowhere and arrest you, because there's no statute of limitations, of course, on hijacking a plane, all the other counts of the other indiscretions that he would be accused of in a court of law. And I think the way he manages his emotions is by moving checkers around a backgammon board. And so you play. I would just come out to the 15 and play 13-11. But there you go. David rolls a 5-1. Points. I mean, picks and passes. It's a good number. 5-6 is going to come out, and David is closely behind in the race, I'd say. So that's definitely a hit. Could think about coming up. David never thinks. He just hasn't got time to think about the plays, and that's understandable. This seems right coming in, but you could come in on the ace and just unstack the mid, and this is 5-4, and I would not necessarily do this. This is a bit loosey-goosey for my liking. This is what, 3-1-4s, that's 13 shots, plus the double 5 and 5-6, it's 16 numbers. It's way too much when he's got the best 2-point board. And what do you do here? Because if you make the 22, again, this is loose. He might have to be forced into doing this. And you can see he's not happy. You can just see this is a man who stays calm, but now he's done what he did. You never know what's around the corner, and so even at 7 away, this has got to be too good. And I played it. Me, I was going to think so. I just want to tell you, see a picture of I think Henry VIII behind David. Some king, and they were playing in Coombe Abbey, this beautiful place, this abbey, and I played in 2017. Lost in the semi-final, I think. So playing on was correct. Nothing to see here, just playing on, hitting loose if you can. Maybe not needing to hit loose here because you want to pick that up, you want to play 13-10. And I think I looked at Mihai's other backgammon matches and how well he plays. He plays really well, like about 4 possibly, maybe under. You can see that he's a serious player. You can just see the way his eyes move about, so you see all parts of the board very quickly. 5-3, so he's not going to be able to hit, so I would make the 10, I think. And the agony on David's face, this is torture for him. He just wants to be able to roll dice. All he wants to do to be able to dissipate the energy is to roll them dice. A 4 would be nice. No, it isn't. And thank your lucky stars, the cube hasn't been turned. 6-2, another number that doesn't hit. So 2 down makes sense. Why would you do this to give another builder? But the problem is that David comes in with a 4 all too often, and even this doesn't make all that much sense because a double 4. But there's no need to create another builder here because when David rolls a 4, you have to clean up a position that otherwise would have been cleaned up already. So this is still too good by a long way. Is Mihai going to cube? So, like, you look on his face, like, well, you know, little scratch of the. I like being able to see the players. I think this is what makes things interesting when you can see people. And very decorous cube there. He aligns the cube with the rest of the backgammon board. David says no, thank you very much. 1-0. Yep. And I hope they don't forget to do the score. Please don't forget to do the score. Please don't forget to do the score. That would really fuck me off. Okay, so 4-2. That makes the 4 point. (2-1). No need to slot against the. What can he produce? 5-1. Well played. Well rolled. Well played. Some 6-1 action coming up. How did I know that? I've never seen it. I promise. I'm good at 5-4 coming. I'm good at predicting dice. I've been doing it since I was very young. I don't get them right all the time. I get them right, more than 60% of the time. 4-1. He should probably step up. So you can either. Well, if you do that, then you're going to play 24-20? I don't think so. That sort of comes under the gun, gives David very good 1s and 3s. I mean, it's not going to be bad. I think I would have stayed back. So the hit on the 8 on the 5 point is automatic, of course. This is an automatic play. I don't think you hit the man on the 2 point. No. Whoa, this is the overzealous play. Kind of works. So 5-2 is going to be a good number. 5-3 is going to be a good number. What's a 5-2? 3-1. Is there something better? You could make the 2. Oh, if you're going to do that, why not just split? Why not just split? You want the man on the 2 point. That makes no sense. Okay, so I think. I'm not sure, something's telling me pots come out, but then you just give good 6s. So this makes sense, not giving good 6s. This will make, of course. And if Mihai fans, it will be an easy take. The question is going to be a cube. I think Dave, of course, will cube. I think Mihai should definitely take. I really hope he doesn't pass this. Having a second look at it, because 4s and 6s are good on that side of the board, it could well be a cube. could be a strong cube. And of course, dice on checkers should always stand. It's a ridiculous thing that they don't. You just re-roll. You waste another 5 seconds of your life for absolutely no fucking reason whatsoever. Is that right? Do you want to just play 2 down? The idea being that if you get hit, if he chooses to hit, then you have some returns. And if you don't get hit, you have more men. Oh, and now David is licking his chops. And I think you have to come down because you have to give yourself. You really want to escape, you have to come down because you need to give yourself a 4 as well as a 2 to make the point. And that's where that's where the match is decided, basically, coming in then or not. Yeah, of course, 3 down, and there's nothing to do here, nothing to see. I don't think David can have any difficult plays here. I think that if Mihai comes in with a 2, David will know that he has to hit loose and take the risk. David should split at the back. Yes, and yes. So there are now 5 blocks through the round. Double 2 is really the only number that's going to do anything whatsoever. David is going to bring this home like a demon, so he should come out. Always come out when you can. Come out. Max, come out as far as you can. No. Come out as far as you can. I mean, this is not bad, but what about, just... This is probably fine, and it could even be right. 5-2, which doesn't... 5-2. He forgets he's a clock hitter, forgetter. He's gonna forget. Does that legal? Doesn't legally. He's gonna forget to hit the clock. He's not gonna hit the clock. He's too excited. The clock is just gonna run.
Oh, sorry. Noise.
Mihai is a lovely man, just pointing it out, and the way he did it, you see, was very, very, very elegant, very almost demure. Can't think of the right word. And this is just a gammon. If you play this safely, if you let the guy come in without hitting a shot, you're going to win a gammon. And there's nothing better than this, not that I see. So maybe Mihai wants to fan. Mihai wants to fan. Mihai wants to fan. Can't stand cop dice, and these dice should just be an automatic button you press and it goes 6. Like with Jan Kitchansi, you just play the dice. You go 6-5, and you just play it. You don't have to roll the fucking dice all the time. It's just annoying. And 4-1. I don't get them right all the time. This feels like a 5 something. Okay, I just have to sink into the wheel of dice. There's a cosmic dice wheel that rolls around in the top of the universe, and if you just get in sync with it, and you get your psyche in sync with it, and you can kind of tune in, and you know what dice rolls are coming. This is this is a bit of a boring bit because we know what's happening. Just no need to roll. I mean, it might not be gin. It might be gin now. Probably not. I mean, it's like gin as opposed to 0.0001%. Just okay, 4-1. 4-1. What a game. What a coup. What a Cooper. This is the man managed to get away with murder. Well, he didn't murder them in the end, luckily. Okay. The little headphone lift there, just to let a little bit of air into the ear. You've got to have a little bit of air in the ear for comfort purposes. 6-5, double 6, bang, and bang. He deserves it. He feels he deserves it. Considering his face, he's not going to be apologetic. I would come. No. This is certainly not a forced 4. Even if it is right to come up to the 15. I wouldn't do this. I would just play to the 4. Now you give good freeze. But now you've escaped, you're happy, not so happy. So notice if you keep the 9.26 will not hit, but he probably won't hit with 2.6. I still would keep the 9 point. You want to get the checker on the 15 closer anyway, so you want to play 15-11. This doesn't look right. But no, these two for sure. Potentially, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because you might not get this safe. You might roll double 3. 3-1, it's going to be bad. So is he going to go for it? I was about to say, is he going to go for the clearing the 18? I think he needs to. He's going to run out of time. It's not, I didn't know. No, this is wrong. You've got to take your chances. You've got to take your chances when you're that far up in the race. It's an automatic clear the 18. The backhand, the overhand, whatever you call that. 6-3 is just going to slot 4. Come on. No other play. Very methodical. Double aces, 1, 2. You want, well, you just why not just fill the gaps so that you at least have a man on one of the empty on all the points in your board, because eventually you're going to want to take them off. So you want the men there on the points so that you can take them off. So now he can't leave a shot. This is obvious. This is, no, this is the play. And it's like, very evenly Steveny here. David has some time to roll double 2, double 3, double 4, double 5. There's a little bit of time. And David's he loves to break his board whenever he can and save 6s. He likes to save 6s till the cows come home. And it possibly wouldn't be wrong to save 1 6. So I think 8 to 5, 6-1. It's reasonable. There's RF, just checking things. 9-1. I don't why. I mean, you don't want the man on the ace. You don't want that. But then you would have had it with my play anyway. But at least you'd have had a man on the 5 point. So double 2, double 3, double 4. No. So really, he wants to save 6s. Not like this. Now he's got a 4 point board. This is not necessary. This is a good roll. It makes the 5 point board. I'm staying till the end in this match. I'm not doing a part 1 or part 2. This is too exciting. I'm just going to stay for the finale, even though I know what happens. It doesn't matter. You don't. 6-5. Well, I think this is okay, but still, he's going to hit with 1s. He's going to hit with 1s. I mean, is there any argument for breaking the 18? It's so hideous not to. Is that legal? I don't know if this is a cue. When I was a young man, I used to cue these, thinking, well, he's definitely going to break on the next roll. But he's not definitely going to break because he's got still double 1, double 2, double 3, double 4, double 5. Plus he's got this like 3-1-2, 1-3-2. Plus Mihai might roll double 5 himself, something like that, or he might roll 6-5, in which case he can't keep a 5 point board. All the rest of it. Still, having said all of that, at this score, it might well be a small cue. It might well be. Because there are variations where Mihai retains the 5 point board, David has to leave the 18 point and leave a 6 shot. And it might well be a pass. Let's see, this is, if he makes the ace point, David rolls 6-5. I don't think he can take if he rolls a 6-5. Or a 6-3. He should. Mihai should. I say definitely, but it looks like he should just make the point here. Because David's going to have to be forced. It's not so great for David to hit 1-6, 1-5. 1-5 is a horror. 1-4 is a horror. Ahora is a Hebrew word. Ahora, Kanei Ahora. The 5 is forced. I mean, he has to hit. Not hitting is like too good. It's 6s and 1s, or close to too good, if not too good. Hitting is going to be. He just wants to pass. He wants to get it over with. What was that? What was that? Was that a concession? I don't understand what that was. I thought this is a ginormous glooper. This is obviously. I mean, David's not doing this for show, but he's just trying to work out what's going on in this position. He will pass, of course. No one takes this. No one takes this. I don't know why he didn't hit. I mean, I don't think it was going to be a pass if he hit, but I just think he had it in the back of his mind that he knew he was passing, so he just wanted to get it over with. 4-2. There's RF. Just checking. Just having a little check. 6-3. Feels like a 5-1. Feels like a 5-1. 2-1. Reasonable. Yeah, you're up. You're up in the score, so it makes sense to try and split and establish an advanced anchor. RS wearing Adidas trainers, I think. You can just see above the 2. What trainers are they? Scratching his leg. 6-5. Was it 6-5? 3-1. Beautiful. Very elegantly played, using the index finger to slide down the one of the checkers from the 6 point. A lot of players do that nowadays. It's cool, it's suave, it shows sophistication and a facility around the board. So 5-2, yeah, I make it. All David needs to do is roll a 6-3. I come up all the way. I think David does too. Yeah, sensible. David's small favourite, perhaps. 1 is a very, very good number. And David obviously just needs to roll a 4-5 or a 6-3. Or a 2. That will do. I'd take that number, I think. I would take that because I roll so badly. I would just definitely take that. That gets hit though. That's a punishing hit because it doesn't leave the anchor. And it's close to a Q. He's going to stop and think. So he's 92, 103, 190, 130, 140. Well, he's 149. White's 149. Okay, I think it's close. He's lost his market. For protection, I just come at I make the so this protects the man on the 14 a bit more because 4 doesn't hit now. And this is obviously a pass. I don't know what the 2 good implications are here because it's 5 away, so 2 points aren't going to really matter that much. But having said that, if you're on a free roll, you're on a free roll, and you don't want to just give up equity for no reason. So he's counting now. 6, 81, 95, 12, 107, 125 versus 61, 24, 85, 40, 97, 24, 121, 31. He's 6 pips up. This is an easy pass. He's only 6 pips up. It looks like it's not too good. This is the going to 4-3 to David. 3 away, 4 away from David's perspective. From Mihai's perspective, this is the best score. This is a lovely score to have. David shouldn't swap, by the way. We know that. Mihai will hit. $5-1 is going to come in and hit. This is not the game that David wants. David doesn't want to be doubled. And Mihai, every time Mihai hits a man, he's getting closer to the point at which he can double David. This is the right play, because David's got a block on his 5 point. That's a very good number, because David prevents Mihai making the 5 point, and then he manages to hit a second man. So David is defended nicely. So it's just advantage back to Mihai now. Now he's hit that man. David's got 4 men back. And of course he'll make the advanced anchor. He does it very quickly. A bit of a complex one. Yes. Yeah, that hits. 5 men back. 5-3 doesn't do much. You could come in on the 5 point and then play another man up. This doesn't make sense. You just don't want another man back. You're not trying desperately to get into a cubable position. You're trying desperately not to be cubed. So this is exactly what you don't want to do. That hits though. No. That hits though. That hits. It's got to be better to hit, because you escape a man and you send a man back. How many pips is it? 11 pips. $12 pips? I'm too stupid to be able to work it out. Okay, so yeah, the hit, he did hit. And even just rolling a 1 to make the 10 point is very good here. Yeah, oh, this is nifty. I like it. I didn't even see it. I think it's the right play. Those are the points that you want. The 11 point and the 10 point, that's part of your prime. It's your block. You're blocking those men in on the 20 point and the 21. That's what you want to do. He wants to roll a double 5 now. That will point on the 4 point, of course. So David has kind of wrested the advantage away. Wrestled or rested, or both? I'll have to think about that. So Mihai managed to hit that block. It's not a massive deal. 3-4 could just come out to play bar 22 to 18. Just come out with that man all the way to the 18 point to Mihai's bar. And Mihai will look to come out here, I think. Why would you don't have a good 2? Yeah, this is definitely the 2. This is definitely the 2. Since David's not going to hit, this could be right, but then you still don't really need the man in there on the 18. I'm not sure what it's doing. You're not going to want to make the 18. You're going to just keep staying back on the 20. So that's a very good number, and this is why it sort of punishes that play in a way, because there were numbers that made it vulnerable. It was vulnerable to doubles, of course, not many. But he's got 1 too many 3s. That's disgusting. Is that right? It could be. It's unlikely to be. That I can't find the right metaphor, but those checkers are now so far away from everywhere. They're like in the back of the Dennis Lilly stand somewhere. No, they can't see any of the cricket whatsoever. And they're just dead. They're just 2 old people that no one cares about in knitting woolly jumpers. I don't know why he did that. Hitting. Yep, hitting's good. Hitting prepares to make. You don't always get hit back. And I just can't even steel myself to look at David's home board. Every time I look, I feel sad and depressed and hurt and angry. And I feel resentment and bitter for all the things that my parents did to me when I was young. And I think David probably made that play to annoy me on purpose. And if he did, I'm going to take it up with him later. I won't forget things. Double 5. How do you play this? Really you want to hit the man on your own 5 point. That's not really the man you want to hit. I'm not saying it's wrong, but then you can come out with 2. You come out with both if you do this. I mean, it's interesting that he takes his time now. If you do that, then that's the last 5 is bleeding obvious. I think that's the right play. He wants. He could. What about you could just take the. Yeah, this is reasonable. David is angry about that. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. So that's going to make the 7 points. What's going on here? Can you come out to the 15? You can come out with a man from the anchor. He's not in much danger. No. You want to come out. I mean, I think you want to. Maybe not. Maybe because he's got the 11 point. No, I wouldn't do this. All of them have their merits somewhat. The question is it too much risk to come off the anchor? Really, what you want to do, generally in all positions, is move the back men. Unless there are reasons precluding, telling you that you shouldn't do so, always look at moving the back men. So that's a reasonable number. I don't know how you play it because you can't really hit here. So you just come all the way around to the 11 point. Keeping your structure. It's a sort of a standard waiting move. It's the standard waiting move. Yep. It gives you a 4 to make the 7 point if he doesn't roll a 2 and hit you. It's a very standard. And I forgot about the cube totally. I completely forgot. Useless commentator I am. David's position is pretty fucking hopeless, basically. But it's really difficult. I mean, my initial feeling is this is a big fat pass. David will just pass because he passes. That's what he does, and he tries to protect the lead. There's just too many things that go wrong for David here. He gets forced off the anchor, and it could even be too good. I mean, at this score, the cube is so light. You know, you can cube with such a small advantage that even though Dominic Cummings is still defending his lockdown trip, I mean, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about Cummings? David's going to pass this. I mean, yeah, I was just saying that it could be too good. It could easily be like a position that's completely busted. I don't know how David retains the position, and I just completely lost track of the score. And so when you play, you should always be conscious. Of course he was always going to pass. Of course he was going to pass. If that's a take, then I will let David fondle my nipples and possibly even my arsehole.
Nice kid.
And let a time to be chosen by me. Nice cube. What's that? So many nice cube. Very nice. A nice little cube. So 5 down. No, don't play 4 down. I hate that. Okay. There's Arif, very handsome Arif in the background. One of the handsomest backgammon players. There are some other handsome players. I won't start naming them. I've got a list of the handsomest backgammon players. Obviously, I'm not on it. In fact, my next video might be the handsomest backgammon players. 4-2, is that right? Don't know. The backhander gets you to 5-2. You'll take it, I suppose. David's going to roll a 6-5. Look at that. Look at that. This is why I'm so good in £1 chouettes. I don't know about that. Is that the right play? I mean, I see that he had to leave a shot. He came down to the 9, but he could have just come out to the 14 and played 13-8, something like that. This is punishment. This is a very good return. Yep. It's a very even game. David's blocks are vulnerable. That's a sort of a reasonable roll. This is no way near. This is just a joke cube. This is a joke. He's pretending not to think it's a joke, but he's thinking to himself, what a joke this cube is. Just a ridiculous cube. He's just pretending, I don't really, so scratching Hamilton. David's embarrassed. He should well be embarrassed. Ridiculous cube. This is a joke of a cube. This doesn't deserve more than like a millisecond of treatment. How David can cube this is just completely be on me. He doesn't even lose his market when he's on the midpoint. I take back my promise to let him finger my nipples and my arsehole because of this cube. I'm sorry about that. And I think Mihai genuinely is trying to work out what's happening. He won't pass. He clearly won't pass. He's just working out. He's working out. I'm less impressed, I have to say, I'm less impressed with Mihai. His kind of, what was that in the background? I don't like this long think, it's just... It's just not necessary. What is he thinking? What thoughts are going through his head? Keeps sort of scanning. You can see his eyes looking at different parts of the board. What is he thinking? Maybe there's some sort of Romanian principles of three-away, Romanian backgammon, and he's sort of trying to remember them in his head. And also, when they're not doing anything, I have to just talk absolute rubbish. Am I going to have to fast forward this bit? Come on. I'm actually going to have to edit this bit out because I can't be bothered to edit. And he's taking... fucking finally. Jesus, he took like 2 minutes over that. 2 whole minutes. 6-5, another 6-5. What is it? Double 4? 5-4. The 5-4 is coming out. 5-4 is coming out. If it was a 4-3, I think he'd have made his 5 point. I think it's a 5. And why on earth they're suddenly starting to think loads about these players? You know, maybe it's because they're both close and they're getting nervous. But if this is a 5-4, you just come out and then you do something with the 4. Please play something. Please play something. 5-4. 5-4. It was a 4-3. He didn't want to make the 5. I mean, there's obviously a logic to coming out, and that you want to come out. But I think the 5 point must have been a lot stronger. I wouldn't bet my life on it though. So just save here. Save is save. Save meaning 6-2, taking a checker off the 6 point and putting it on the white spike and getting on with it, getting the fuck on with it. Six-2, just 8-2, 6-4, retaining the mid. And they really start slowing down. It's like this kind of nervousness, I think, that people have at it. Yeah, just play. Come on, 9-2. I should have been there with a sort of a whip to whip them every time they took a little bit too long over the play. 6-5. This is not obvious to me. Maybe just make the 2 and slot the ace. I think still retaining the mid. You can still keep the mid. Well, if you slot the ace, then obviously you're going to make the 2 point. You know that. Okay. This is obviously a good number. But you really, I mean, you kind of want to make the 5 point. Well, you come down with 2. You come down with 2. And then you probably play 8-4. I mean, that's not ideal. It's not ideal, but I don't see. You can play 8-6, and you want to play another 2, but I don't think you could. Wow. So 1-4. Eddie 1. This is too much. If he's right, he's right. Obviously, it works on some numbers, but it's such a risk on others. Like 1-3. It might be right. It might be right. I mean. Because I didn't see it, it's just because it might be right. Now you make the 5 point for sure. No. Why after such a nice play that works so nicely, you're not going to pass up the 5 point. No, but if you do this, you just keep the man back on 13. You make the bar. He's way ahead in the race, so he wants to get the men closer. This makes no sense. And talk about the backgammon is a game of tiny margins, and you just want to kind of just increase your chances as much as possible. I would bring them both in. This is like it's not safer, I don't think. I'm not going to go through all the numbers. David just wanted to clear the 9, and in default of that, clear the 8. So now I suppose he would have had to have cleared the 8 if he hadn't have made his play and had brought 2 in instead. 4-1 is a good number. I think you're just going to clear the 9. Surely you're up in the race, you're up enough. So 6s are going to come out. Dice on checker. So you roll a 6-5. The underhand. I think you have to come out. It's horrid. It's not your best roll, but you can't give up a full board. You can't give up a full complement. Oh, that's so unlucky. That's so unlucky. So you play 8-1, probably. It's not a big deal. I mean, you're still a big favourite. You can play 8-5, 6-2. I'm not sure how much safer that is. But either way, it's not a big deal. You're a big favourite to win the game. I don't think making the ace point is right. I think you want to, as far as I understand backgammon, you want to be bringing in the spare from the 8 point here in preparation for clearing it. So you're trying to prepare your position for the next go, and the next go what you want to do is be able to clear the 8 point. You don't want the 8 point there, you're up in the race. I mean, this works when you point on him, but this is much worse because now David doesn't assure himself of being able to clear the 8 now unless he rolls a double, and also it's not much safer at all, and it doesn't win that many more gammons. So what was the play here? What's this? The thinking of coming out with a 4? Well, if he was going to come out with the 4, then I don't think he can come out with the 4. He would have 1, 2, 3 long crossovers versus 3 short crossovers. David, I'm wrong. He's going to come out with the 4. Suggesting he looks at it, thought about it, he suggests it's right. That's, well, what? 1? That's an inelegant, confusing way of playing it, but it's a great number, the 1. It's a great number, and there's a lot of safety here. There's not so many shots. I mean, you'll take that, you clear the 8. Eventually he clears the 8 after all the shenanigans. And Mihai's going for the backhander. Goes for the backhander again. The backhander doesn't work. 6-3 coming. Double 5 is a good number. Yeah, I just cleared from the back. I'm not 100% sure, but you're not going to gammon the guy. Okay. Next game, it's lost a bit of its fizz because they're slowing down. We don't have much longer. I'm sticking in for the finale, so you should too. I know how it ends. I mean, obviously you can always forward to the end, and you can see how it ends as well. But is that the excitement of it? Isn't it exciting just to see what happens? Again, taking ages over something that's like That's not even the right play. I mean, David's like a 98% whatever. Anyway. This looks like it's gin. Oh, that's very magnanimous of David. Okay, I think it's still gin. It might not be 2, 3, 2 ones. All that. So 3 rolls. It's not 7, 9, 12. It's not gin. It's never gin. It is now. Okay, so 6-4. Crawford 75-25. David can do whatever the hell he wants in the Crawford game. He doesn't mind losing a gammon. He can try and go for, play as aggressive as possible so that he actually wins this game. Little downside in making aggressive plays, unless he actually gets himself into a position where he loses a backgammon, but it's so unlikely. I mean, I don't know how many backgammons you lose from this position. I can check on Extreme Gammon, but probably not very many. So 2-1, that's unorthodox but fine. Not the best. 5-4. There's a few choices. You can either come out all the way. This is vulnerable to, because David's got an extra man on the 11 point. This leaves combinations of 6 3s and 1s to be pointed on or to hit. David doesn't roll any of them, so that's not a good roll for David. Now Mihai can make the advanced anchor with a 4, and he can hit with 6s. So as he hits with a 6, he should really probably hit twice, hit with the ace as well, which actually reduces the number of return hits, because if he hits with the ace, no, what's he touching that one? So if he hit, what's he doing? Well, this makes no sense. Not no sense, but it does duplicate the 6, but then it allows David to make his advanced anchor. And when David makes the advanced anchor, he becomes a favourite. So the idea for Mihai is that he must prevent David from making this advanced anchor. And since he's going to hit there, the 5 should be hitting on the ace point, on the 1 on the farthest point on the top left of the screen. So he should hit there, because now David only has 11 numbers, as far as I can see, anything with a 1 to hit back. And if David doesn't roll anything with a 1, then Mihai doesn't get hit back. So that was his objective, not to be hit back, and therefore lose ground in the race. That can make the 2 point, and that can come out from the back, since I don't think you want to leave another checker liable to be hit with a 4-3, a 5-3, a 5-2, or a double 3. So I think this is a more sensible 6. Boom, 3. So David can hit twice if he wants. That looks like the second 2. That's well, the second 2 is definitely hitting loose on the 5. No, I lost the position a bit. I think this is the right play. I don't think I would hit twice. The only downside is the 1-5-2. This is the downside. So he remakes it. The bar, since the man was there, anything that had a 1 was a 1-6-2-6 or 3-4 was going to come in and make that point. So David will create some safety on that side of the board, and then he will come down with the 5, because David's objective is to try and make a board, to try and make points in his board, so that when Mihai has to leave him a shot, Mihai has greater chances of not being able to come in. And the more points in board David has, the less likely it is that Mihai will be able to enter the board if he is coming in from the bar. Now, this is tricky. This is probably the right play, because if you try and escape from the back anchor, the 18 point, then you're vulnerable to be hit with 3s and 1s, and it's just not worth taking the risk. So David will come in. They've really slowed the pace down, really slowed it down. It's like the sort of that sense where you're just double checking that you're not making any mistakes. You think that the more slowly you play, of course, the less likely you are to miss something, and that's true. But there's no need to slow down that much. Yeah, David's play was right. Just so he will now try and make this 4 point with a with a 1. Then he slots the point next to it in preparation for making that point next turn. That's the idea. This is a very instructive game. I think this is the right play, that you just have to take the risk. There was nothing else Mihai could play. And David misses. And in the same way that Mihai left a man on the 8 point vulnerable to be hit, David should do the same. So David should make the 3 point and slot the 2 point. Usually you find in backgammon that you need to put the checkers where... No. You need to put the checkers where they work the most. I mean, this could be right, seeing that a 1 would be very punishing for David. Yes, this looks right. Clearing the mid. It's too much risk to clear the back anchor because it leaves too many shots. Or, no, hold on, sorry. You can just clear that and then you play in with a 3. And then you're good to go. No, whoa, but this could be right as well because of... But now you leave things like 4-1, 3-1. No. Why? This doesn't make sense, though. This doesn't make sense. So now you still leave a 6. You still leave a 6, and you do nothing about clearing the points. And I'm assuming that Mihai is up in the race. Well, why is this 3? Why not? Why? Oh, right, he's played the 5. I don't like this. I don't like the way he's approaching it. I think that he's moving the wrong checkers. I think that... Hold on, so he's moved the 3, so just move the 5. And then why not play the 3 in? Or at least think about it. I mean, this could well be right, because you get the checker at the back nearer. What's David rolled? He hasn't hit. He would have... Had Mihai stay back, he would have been able to hit and then make the ace point. Okay, I'm not sure if David's play was right. So this manages to get both men safe, so it's got to be the right play and it's got to be a good roll. You wouldn't choose to roll again if you could. And now the camera is slowing down, it's annoying. I think David's going to have to give up his midpoint. He really wants to stay there to be able to get shots on the men on Mihai's midpoint. But Mihai's got spares there anyway, so he's likely to be able to stay there longer. I think David has to give up the mid. This is very bad to burn the man. 4-3. A bit of stuttering, but we're back. Yes. Okay, yes. It's got a bit stuttery. We're going to stick with it. So no reason to leave a direct shot. Maybe some reason to leave an indirect shot, since you give yourself fewer bad numbers. I would certainly consider playing a man down to the 12 point, which is the one next to the point where he has 3 checkers on at the moment. I would certainly consider it. So he didn't do it. Would David have hit? No, so this is not so important. Yeah, I think it's right to do this. And my instinct was that you have to clear the 6 point, which is... It seems... Yep. Well, the fact that Mihai does it without much thought makes me slightly more confident it's the right play. So David's running out of time. That's one thing in favour of that play, which means that first of all, Mihai might not have to leave a direct shot. And now I would certainly give a lot of thought to playing one down. Because now if Mihai rolls a 6-3, for example, 6-3 and 5-4 are absolutely horrific, but if he had played a man down, he would have been able to play both numbers fairly easily. So let's see if he manages to avoid rolling 6-3. Why can I hear music in the background? Why can I hear music? Get a copyright claim. Who is playing music? Who is playing music? What happened? David came out, got hit. Okay. Oh, I see, yeah. Well, there was a wedding, and the wedding just started. Well, that's not my fault. They've got, maybe it's not copyrighted music. Okay. David won't hit, we know that, because we know the match is going on. I'm also getting a bit bored of this. What's up? Needs a shot. 2. Mihai very delicate with the checkers and very precise. That's very laudable. Respectful to his opponent, respectful to the board. Respects backgammon. Respects wood. That's also very important. Okay. I'm going to give it a little shimmy forward. I'm going to give it a little shimmy. I should have done this a long time ago. A little shimmier. In fact, I could easily commentate at double speed. No trouble. I can do anything. I've got my nuts. Okay, yep. Hands up. Yep. Okay. 6-4. 6-5. The cube is now in place, so Mihai can cube at any time after the first roll. 4-1, 3-1 makes it. Cube David takes is his favourite. And now David's feeling that the tension, he knows he's very close. He knows he's very close. We know that you're going to make the 4 point. It's very pure. We love a bit of purity. That's a disgusting and absolutely abominable play. I can't stand it. But I'm not being scathing or anything. That hits. That hits. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Double 4. Oh, what? No, it didn't look like it was Cox. Okay, so that's not a good number. He can just hit on the 2 point if he wants to. There's not much point in doing it. Now David has 2s and 1s. Oh no! The nervy fan. Probably better. Really? Really? Is this right? Could be. I don't know. I would make the 5 point, but I made a mistake this morning against Sebastian where I could have hit another checker. He had one checker in the air already, and I made the 5 point, and it was like a 70 error. And I think that I know this stuff already, but I just Repeat mistakes. Anyway, so 6-5, and this looks like it's going to be over. 6-2 is going to hit another man. You don't really want to have all those men in the air, but the point is that when you hit them, you can bring all the other ones around safely. So what's best here? What's best? You've got to give. Yeah, you've got to give. Yeah. Oh, he has hit the man on the 2. I would switch probably. I would switch, and this is not the position you want. You don't want a blitzy position. This hits loose on the 4, and let's force. Is this how it happens? It looks like David's gonna. That is the best ever number, 5-3, and you don't need 4 in the air, but hell, you got it. Is that what the Americans say? Like hell, and that's sort of. You got it, so you might as well take it. That's a correct switch in my book. 2 down. 2 down is correct. It doesn't really matter at all. And this is going to be over. This is over. The question is, does he close the board? I think hitting the other man is wrong. I mean, now there's a small chance that... Okay, so he should definitely give consideration now to clearing the points from the back even before he's got all the men in. He won't be able to do that. Is that not the best number I see there? 3-2. So the problem is now that Mihai's got 4 checkers on the bar, he's going to have time just to stay there, and he might well have a greater chance then of hitting a shot if David. Yeah, no, of course. That's like the best. One of the best numbers. Best number here is something in an ace, probably. That's it. 2-1. And it's a handshake. Well done. So, little chats. David is the champion. He's going to discuss money. So now you know who DB Cooper is. That's the moral of the story. RF is one of the handsomest backgammon players playing at the moment. And yeah, my next video will be a list of 10 most handsome backgammon players. I'm actually serious about it. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye. Oh, let's say bye from Arif. That was nice. That was nice. That was nice. Can we?